And so now let's go to Washington, and we'll talk to Samantha. Hi, Samantha. How are you today?
Hi, I've been better.
I am so sorry, my friend.
About a year ago, my husband came to me when I was still pregnant with our third child, and he said that he had no feelings for me anymore at all. And ever since then, I have been working on myself, been working on our marriage, trying to get him to engage. And in February of last year, he cheated on me with a woman he works with.
I'm so sorry.
And he's very, very emotionally attached to her. And he said now that he has broken that off and that he wants to be in this marriage for the kids. But he made it very clear to me that he's only here for the kids. He says that he still feels nothing for me and that he won't ever again feel anything for me. He refuses to get help. He refuses to go to counseling. I have tried to get him to call you guys, and he won't do it. And I just don't know how much longer I can stay like this with him refusing to hug me, touch me, look at me.
I am so sorry, Samantha. This has got to be greatly painful to you. If I may ask, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay. Is he of similar age?
He's 36.
Okay, close. The fact that he says that he doesn't feel anything toward you and that he never will feel anything toward you is not necessarily true. I mean, it may be that as of today he doesn't, but you said he'd been involved with another woman. And it's not unusual that if a person, man or woman, is involved with somebody else, that if they make a decision to come back to the marriage, it's not unusual that at the outset they feel little to no emotion toward the spouse. As a matter of fact, sometimes they actually feel a little anger toward the spouse, resentment, because of the fact that you even exist. But the fact that he's made a decision, I want to come back for the marriage, I'm going to do this, it's for the sake of the children, it's not you, but I'm going to do this, actually is a step in the right direction. Because emotions change. They do. They don't stay the same always. And if indeed...
He's convinced that there's nothing that he can do, that there's nobody that can help him, and he is just going to feel this way forever.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he thinks. I'm sure that's what he believes. I'm not saying that he's lying. I'm just saying that it's not necessarily true. He believes it to be true. I'm not denying that. But I'm saying if you look at it from an objective, outside looking in kind of view, that's not necessarily true. Things can happen, things can change. But really what matters right now is you. You've got to make a decision as to whether or not you want to continue to live like this. Now, you're actually much more in control than you think you are, okay? I realize that a person in your situation often will be thinking, I've got to be very careful what I do, very careful what I say. If I ask too much, if I demand too much, then he's just going to turn around and leave because he already says he doesn't love me. But if you live that way, like you're walking a tightrope and that you're afraid to do anything or say anything for fear that, now he's changed his mind, he's gone again, then that's a terrifying way to live. It's no good. It's no good for you. And so I would hope you would understand that you actually are in the driver's seat. Now, I know that you have one very young child. How old are the other two?
7, 4, and she's almost 1.
Okay, so obviously, if you were to be left, then at your age, with children that age, it would be a tough life. I get that. But when you tend to operate out of fear of what you're afraid is going to happen, you tend to not do the smart things. And so if you could get some confidence in yourself. So let me ask you a question. Are you a relatively intelligent person?
I'm a nuclear engineer.
I'm sorry?
I'm a nuclear engineer.
I would say you're definitely an intelligent person then. And I'm assuming that you're an attractive woman. Is that correct?
Yes, I work out all the time. I'm very fit.
Okay.
Yes.
What I'm saying, Samantha, is the ball's in your court. You're the one here. I mean, you're obviously very smart or you couldn't be doing what you're doing. You take care of your body. Stop, if you are, stop thinking that you're going to wind up alone. Because a woman with your IQ, a woman with your education, a woman
I'm
taking
not
care of
thinking
herself.
that I'm going to wind up alone.
Good.
I think that I'm going to wind up hurting my children. I cried during your intro when you said that people affect their children negatively when they get divorced and that their children end up divorced. Now, all I want to do is what's right by my kids.
I admire that to the nth degree. At the same time, you can't make him do anything, right?
No.
Right.
No,
I'm glad.
I've proven that over the past year.
Okay. I'm glad that you're not afraid of being alone. Good. I'm glad to hear that. So I can skip a whole section there and go to this. You can ask, and you can even demand, that if we're going to do this for the sake of the kids, which is a great thing, I'm glad he's thinking in terms of the kids, then we do have to do some things that are going to help us. And whether that's coming to our workshop, dealing with a good counselor, whomever it might be, I realize he's saying, nobody can help me. It's not going to change. I'm just going to be here. It's just going to be like this. The fact that he's saying that does not preclude you from being able to make some requests and or demands that, no, we got to do some things past this.
And he won't.
Okay. Then
he won't. He just wants to live in our house.
Okay.
And be involved with the kids, but not treat me like a wife in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
No.
Okay.
No, it hurts.
Okay. I didn't think you were okay with that. I hear the pain in your voice. What we call a core, a continuing a relationship essential, is when you say, okay, that's not going to happen. This is a criteria that's going to have to occur. This thing is going to have to be if you're going to continue to live in this house. And if you set a core, continue our relationship essential, and that's what it is, it's an essential, then you'll have to have consequences if he refuses to comply with the core. And you really are in the driver's seat here. You can say, I don't want you here. Now, I know you're concerned for the kids, and I think that's admirable as all get out. But you cannot control what he does. And if he's going to continue to live there and you be as miserable as you are, then that's going to have a negative effect on the kids as well. So either way right now, if it stays just like it is, negative effect on the kids. If you divorce, negative effect on the kids. But there are things that you do, that you work at, that, okay, I'm going to try to offset those negative effects as much as I possibly can. And by being the mother that's here, understanding, listening, caring, taking care of them. And even if he were living someplace else, that he still has some interaction with the kids. It's not ideal, it's not the best, but also you can do a lot.
That's the problem. He's a pilot, and he's gone all the time, and he doesn't want to move out because he's afraid that if he does, he would never see them.
That's a possibility. So Samantha, if you set a continuing our relationship essential, what I mean is you say, we're either going to see a counselor or we're going to go down there to Nashville since you're a pilot. You probably could come down without having to pay airfare or something, but we're going to do this. And if, for example, you were to decide you want to try us out, you can actually tell him it is a marriage workshop. That's what it is. But almost every principle in that workshop is also applicable to parenting. And so even if after the workshop you decide you don't want to stay here or don't want to make this thing work, then we'll still at least both learn some really strong principles that'll help us in the parenting. Now, it's not a parenting workshop. It's a marriage workshop. But those skills are there. Samantha, I hear your pain. I hurt for you. It just breaks my heart that you're in the pain that you're in. Thank you for loving your children. But I would strongly suggest that you consider requiring a core. Now, if you do that, then you're going to have a consequence if he refuses to do it. Otherwise, it has no value at all. Because if he just says, no, I'm not going to do that, then you're still in the same situation that you're in right now. And it sounds to me, the situation...
And the consequence is that he moves out.
I can't tell you what the consequence should be, but that's one possible consequence, yes. If you want to call our office and talk to one of our coaches, they can help you think that through. They won't give you the consequences. They'll just ask you questions and help you to think through the consequences. But you're not going to be... Your life's going to be miserable until you do something. And I'm so sorry that you're hurting this much. We really would like to help. We really would. Our office number is 866-903-0990. That's 866-903-0990. And if you want to ask for one of our client representatives, he or she, and if you prefer a woman because of your situation, just say you want to talk to one of our females, and they'll help you think this thing through. And my heart breaks for you. It really does, Samantha.
Thank you.
All right.